Hey, let's go live. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the video, whichever you guys are watching this from. Today we're just gonna go ahead and do another. I would say around. I'm gonna play until 2 in the morning, for so an hour and a half, or 100 resets, whichever comes first. Cause I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule. I'm not trying to sleep at 6 in the morning every time. Looks like we're doing pretty good so far. But yeah. Another Bidoof. Right here. Huh? Shiny. Damn it. 2 perfect IV Bidoof. Why is this? This is weird. But okay. tired of these Bidooфs. Starly. It's getting cold enough so I don't need to have my air on anymore. So now the audio should be pretty good instead of having the It's so quiet. I can't hear the fucking game audio. I'm tired of these Bidoofs. Come on, shiny Shinx. Or Shinx in general. Come on, Shinx. Here we go. Cook a top. Looks like we have someone watching the video. Hello, watching the video. Oh, I'm in the live stream. Hopefully you enjoy the stream. We're just continuing shiny hunting this the Shinx. Another cricket top. I have one like. Oh, yeah, chatter. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Nisa, I'm doing good today. Hopefully you're doing good as well. Give me 1 second. I need to do something real quick. Alright, sorry about that. I'm back now. So Nisa, I'm assuming. You go, hello. You know, I'm doing good. Hopefully, you're still here. I know it was a weird time, but yeah. Hopefully, I'm doing good. Hopefully, you're doing good too. I'm just doing some late night grinding on Diamond and Pearl. Brilliant Diamond. Just trying to get a shiny Shinx to do a shiny only run. You said you're doing well. That's good to hear. So, you know, hope I have some entertaining stories for you. If you have anything you want to talk about, you know. But I'm here to talk about. I'll talk about anything. If anything you want to hear, you know, I'm assuming you play Pokemon too. Everybody who's usually joins the stream is just going through because I know we got on Sunday, I had a couple people in here. They were shiny hunting themselves, and they were looking for a stream to watch, so it came into mine. So thank you for the luck for the shiny Shinx. I've been at it for 8 days, I believe now, and it's getting kind of annoying. I've been going for around it was around 12 hours already. 12 hours on this Shinx, still no luck. So, you know, wishing me luck is wish you all the luck I can get. I can get this Shinx soon. You do any shiny hunting yourself, or you just like watching? I'm assuming you're into Pokemon, or are you into Pokemon? Maybe you just see what it's about. Or if you are into Pokemon, do you do any shiny hunting? Are you currently shiny hunting? Like I said, my other viewers I had on Sunday, we were all shiny hunting together on stream. Not on stream, but we were all shiny hunting at the same time. You say you don't shiny hunt, but you like doing art and playing Nuzlocke occasionally. Oh, you do art like with Pokemon, or just art in general, and then you also play Nuzlocke. Okay, Nuzlocke. I think I only actually did one. I believe I've only done one in my lifetime. I tried it once. I tried it on which one was it? It was Emerald, but I did it when the end game, I forgot how I learned about it. I did it after a couple years after. I think when the DS came out, when the X and Y, not X and Y, Black and White came out. Around there, I think I forgot who I watched on YouTube or something, or like a video that someone about Nuzlocke, and I tried to do it on Emerald because that was the first Pokemon game I had. Unknowingly, I believe Emerald's one of the hardest games to Nuzlocke with. One of the harder games. So I went into fucking hard mode the first time I did a Nuzlocke. I didn't do it. I got like maybe 4 badges, and then I ended up losing my Pokemon. But I said you have friends that love to do shiny hunting. Yeah, shiny hunting. I know shiny hunting isn't for everyone. It's a very I wouldn't say niche, but it's very it's hit or miss. Some people either love doing it, spend hours doing it, and other people go in for 30 minutes and they absolutely hate it. And they go, I don't find the appeal to it. But for your art, do you post the art anywhere, or do you just kind of just for yourself? Oh, here we have another one, shiny. Oh, not yet. Hopefully it's a shiny. Hopefully we get a shiny. But as of right now, we got no shiny. Oh, I guess we have the shiny Fernape. But yeah. So for your art, do you post it anywhere, like I was saying, or do you just keep it to yourself and you just do it for yourself? Because I was thinking about getting commissions for the thumbnails, and I was trying to look through a couple artists who I've seen their work before. I follow a couple people on Instagram and a couple people on Twitter. But at the moment, the people who I want to hire aren't doing commissions. So he said you're in the middle of an October long project to draw every Pokemon's Mimikyu form. Every Pokemon? Jesus Christ. That's crazy. No way. How So are you like you say you're in the middle of it, so you're like almost like not halfway done, but like you've been at it for a while. How's it? Is it like are they all? I would take many Octobers, but it'll be fun. Well, yeah, if I know my sister, she likes to draw, and she spends hours just drawing and drawing. But he said, "Oh no, you only 7% done." Well, yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon. I know. I know for a fact there's a lot of Pokemon because I was trying to do a. I started what 2-3 months ago, completing getting a national living dex, so catching every single Pokemon all at once in Pokemon Home, and having to catch all at the time like 900 or 800 and something Pokemon, and then with the new games coming out, and you're probably gonna get another like at least 30 new Pokemon. So I know there's a lot of Pokemon. So, but hopefully, like, is it gonna be like you're just drawing them individually, like just by themselves, or is it like a big like art project where they're all gonna be like not like connected to each other, but like close together? He goes, yeah, there's a lot of my long-term project, but it's gonna be wild and fun right along the way. Are you? That is true. But are you just doing it by yourself? Are you like streaming it? Are you taking pictures, posting it? If is it anything like that, or is it just kind of just they're not all on one canvas, but yeah, they are individuals. Oh, this is like by canvas. Are you like? Is this like a canvas, like like one we can paint on, or are you referring to like I don't know how you say it, like digital art? Digital, or okay. Well, you wish me luck on my shiny endeavors, so I'm gonna wish you luck on your art endeavors. If you do end up finishing it, and you want to post it somewhere, I would love to support something. I like to support small. I know I support a couple local artists I have around here. So if you ever post it anywhere and anything, you can let me know. I'll go support, because I do like. I'm not the I was getting into art for a while. Like I took some art classes in high school and college, but I never really got too into it. I'm decent at best at drawing. So I was like, if I can't, I can't draw as good as other people, so I'll just support anybody whose art I like. So like I said, if you, I don't know if any of your art that you do, you post anywhere or you put it up anywhere, but if you do, just let me know. The little logo, yeah, that is something that, well, me and my sister made it. I came up with the general idea, and like I said, I'm like okay at drawing. I drew like the drip, like him dripping from his chin and the little hair on top. I had like a rough sketch, and then with my sister's help, she drew it better. She draws better than I do. So I was like, hey, I gave her a sketch, like basically what you see here, but like a very rough, like not exactly thing for thing. The headphones I didn't add. My sister added it. She said it'd be a good touch. But yeah, I have pictures. I don't know. I still have the original drawing somewhere where I can pull it up. I think it's on my computer. But yeah, that design is. I came up with the design, but the final drawing was done by my sister. There's a couple. I have a couple of them. If you want to see more of the sprites, give me 1 second and pull them up real quick. Try to pull them up. Let me see. How do I can even do an image, I guess. Let me say. So here we have. So yeah, all these I sketched for my sister, or she just made them. So we have obviously the one in the corner right now, the little right. Then we have one where's he at? This one, you can see there. Another one where he's just smiling and put him over here. so it's not covering any of the gameplay. So there's that one. Right when he's just smiling. We also have one where he's laughing. So ideally what the point of the art was I wanted to make it to where, because I'm more I like to code, so I was gonna use like facial recognition software and make a little. I know people who use VTubers and all that stuff, and then here's that one. There's being annoyed and being nervous. Like we went through all the basic emotions, shocked. Then so basically what it was it's like a straight face. So yeah, it's kind of I was going for a PNG tuber. There's one where just sometimes I swear, so there's that one. I try not to swear as much, but sometimes it slips out. And then we have a happier one, and I believe that's most of them. So all the basic emotions. There's one like here's annoying and talking, and here's just not annoyed and talking. He's annoyed. So there's like the basic emotion, and then the same emotion but talking. But yeah, I was gonna code a program to I have a webcam. That was gonna code a program where you could just capture. I was either gonna code a program to capture my face with facial recognition software, and then or I was gonna do it where the program listens to my microphone, so whenever I talk, it would switch between the talking and not talking. But then the only problem is that I would have to set the emotion, because it's not very often you can tell someone's emotion. Like it's kind of hard to program emotion into a computer, so you won't be able to tell. Like obviously, I think if I'm a little bit louder, it might be like the shocked or whatever, or something like that. But yeah, so I've been working on it for a while, because I know that there is some software for VTubers and all that, and people like that who use facial recognition. But I don't know if you looked into it, but it's very complicated to do that, because you have to apply physics to your character, but at the same time my character isn't like a 3D character. It's a PNG, so it's kind of difficult to make it like that. He said, "Oh, very cool art, thank you." I'll tell my sister that she liked her art. And it says, "Yeah, it sounds relatively simple, but we all know how coding can be." Yeah, coding. It's very simple to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna code this, and then it takes you days on end to make it because you forgot a comma here, or you forgot a semicolon here. So, no, yeah, that's what I've been working on for a while. So for the moment, I just have him in the corner talking, because for the most part, when it's talking, he said, Python, HTML, and a bit of Java. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, I know Python, C++, and then I know it, but I rarely ever use it. Visual Basics. That's the one. That's how I got introduced by it. They're like, we learned that one, and then after that I learned C++, and then learned Python. But yeah, it's a very it's not complicated in the sense, but it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of debugging, and as of right now I'm just using like the framework of other facial recognition software, but I think it's kind of hard because of the lighting. Like if the lighting changes a little bit, like it breaks down, so I have to figure out how to do that stuff. No, but so yeah, that's the plan in the future. When if I do grow, hopefully I grow. If I do grow, I'll have, because right now I'm working. Because right now I'm going to school. I'm finishing up my college education, working, and doing this. So my time is pretty spread out, pretty thin. So like as of right now, my best like in front is working and going to school. Like that's like the top priority. That's why I'm streaming so late. I got off of work at like at 10 today. At 10, took a shower, took a little rest, started streaming. So it's kind of like I don't have that much time to put in like hours just sitting down coding. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep on the grind, and then whenever I'm not trying to make the same. As long as I make some money off of this, I can like justify. You know what? Today, or I ask for another day off at work, or they said we have K here. How's the hunt going? It's going pretty good. As you see, we have 418 tries already at the shiny, going on just for 30 minutes. Not too bad. They said, trust me, you will grow. Thank you for the encouragement. Take time, but it's worth it if it's your dream. Yeah, I would say it's my dream. Welcome to the stream, Kay. Hopefully you want to stick around. You know, hopefully we get shiny this time around. But I've been at this for not this channel, but I would say I've been doing this streaming YouTube seriously for maybe like 2 months now. Like seriously, it's like around 2 months, and I'd say I went from like 0 to 14 in 2 months. But it's only doing like late night streams, and I took like almost 2 weeks off. So if I keep at it, I feel like I would grow. But I also want to improve the content. That's why I'm saying like if I can justify fixing this, not fixing, but completing this character sprite on the corner, it gives it's better. Like it'll keep up the quality. It'll boost the quality of the video, and I can justify putting more hours, doing better work, maybe taking a couple of days off of work to be able to grind out new videos, or stream a little bit longer, stream during the day. Because I know, a lot of people who not like Pokemon, but who like watch streams tend to stay up during the day, especially if they're English speaking people. It's harder to stay up. So I said, what did I say? It says, plugged you in my Discord, so wanted to show a support fellow content creator. Nisa, thank you for plugging me in someone's Discord. Thank you for spreading the word. And you said you also subscribe. Thank you guys for subscribing and coming to the stream. Thank you, Nisa, for, like I said, plugging me in K's Discord. I appreciate the support, and I don't know if you guys want to. So if you guys say, Kay, you said you support a fellow content creator. If you're also a content creator, after the stream, well, actually, I can check you out right now. While I can pull up the stream, right? Your channel. You can go ahead and support you too. No, but I'm like barely doing the framework. You said you're in school. I'm assuming it's not the same time for the year, because if you have school at 12 a.m. in the morning, then I don't know what kind of school you're going to, but yeah, thank you guys for the support. I'm assuming since you guys all kind of know each other, you guys all came from the same spot. Thank you guys for coming and watching my little stream. But no, yeah, so like I said, I'm barely figuring out this streaming. I've only been streaming for I think maybe 2 weeks, and I'm kind of still trying to get used to it, trying to figure it out. On the last stream, I was talking to a couple other people about fixing my overlay, so having it kind of smaller. I have social media, but I don't have it plugged here, so I was thinking about just reworking it, making my little character smaller, making that channel a bit bigger, maybe a little wider, kind of condensing down the Pokemon little things so I can have more space. He said, Xenon says hi. Hello, welcome. Hopefully you enjoy the stream. Maybe now with all these people watching, we can get a little bit of luck going on here to get a shiny Shinx after around 10 hours of work. Your Discord people. Let me see. Oh, now that everybody's here, all the Shinx want to come out. I think yesterday I went 30 minutes without running into a single Shinx, so today we have a little bit more luck. He said I'm almost at 20 subs. That is. Let me see. Then I have to pull this up on my other monitor real quick. Give me 1 second. You guys came with all the support. I wasn't ready. I was gonna think it was gonna be another quiet stream today. You guys proved me wrong. Let me run away from the Shinx so we can continue on the grind real quick. Yeah, so as you can tell, I'm not 100% used to this. Just having all this, like, even this interaction. Yeah, it's like only like 3 people, but like it's very new to me. I'm usually just dealing to 1 or 2 people, like single conversation going on. But now I'm kind of a little overwhelmed. But you know, thank you guys for the support. Here we go. Let's run from this top. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up this. It's fine. We're all new at one point. Yeah, it's true. Oh, I see now that I've gained what, 7 subscribers in the last like 5 minutes. That's always great to see. Thank you guys for, you know. Oh, we have someone else. Hello, Talent. Thank you, Lisa, for inviting your friends. I'm assuming your friends are people that you know. Thank you for that, making me, giving me all the support with this Nate line. Oh, hello, Brian. So that you guys definitely stop in for streams if you're awake. You know, hopefully. I improve in time, and it keeps you I'm entertaining enough to keep you watching. But yeah, like I said, I tend to stream later in the night. So he said yes, your friend Nisa. Hopefully you get your shiny. Thanks for all the luck. But yeah, hopefully over time, you know, I improve enough to where, you know, you guys come back enough. Like I usually try to stream towards the end after I get off of work, just maybe 2 to 3 hours, because I need to go to work the next day, so I can't stay up too long. But yeah, he goes, we all have to start somewhere. Find somewhere, so be kind to yourself. Yeah, I guess, you know, that's what I've been struggling with mostly. It's been hard to justify putting in a lot of time in this, even though it's something I really like. I like the aspect of not just streaming, but also making videos, like spending an hour and a half of, you know, editing videos, trying to make jokes, making the short. I know there's something that really brought me, like, kind of showed me that I actually like doing this, was making a short of when I ran into my shiny Chimchar. That little editing process, it made me realize that I really like doing this. So that's why I started streaming now. I started uploading more frequently because I was like, it brought it up. But you know, because I'm new to this, I'm not gonna lie to myself. I know that the stream and the videos aren't the greatest, but like how you said, we have to start somewhere. So you know, hopefully with you guys coming in, you guys can help me, you know, give me some criticisms, help me try to improve, just give me the motivation I have to keep going and becoming a better content creator. So yeah, I guess I just, like I said, this is the most most interaction I've had in a while. So I guess everybody's kind of saying that they all came from Nisa. So thank you again. It means a lot to gain like eight subscribers in like 5 minutes, when it took me almost 2 months to gain my initial 12. Thanks a lot. So yeah, so we're just gonna continue doing this Shinx hunting. He said shiny hunting. It's been a while. Oh well, yeah. So yeah, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've Shadow Caster. Welcome. Yeah, we're doing some shiny hunting. You know, giving it the good old try after around 10 hours of trying. How much you can do with this 422 tries or reset, or I guess encounters, compared to the 71 it took to get the shiny Chimchar. So this one's making it a lot. This Shinx is giving me a hard time. It's giving me a run for my money. But yeah, I just want to say thank you again for all the support, guys. He said, "Don't make me a castle. Support people starting off. It's a slow grind, but you meet your amazing people." Yeah, I actually have a friend. They're not up right now, but yeah, I actually made a pretty good friend through this, which I do agree with. It's a slow grind, but you meet amazing people. Hopefully, I already met you guys, and you guys seem pretty cool for this little group of friends. Or you guys seem great, so I can't argue with that point that you meet amazing people through this. But yeah, no, I also made another friend that I talk to pretty regularly throughout the day. I ran into him, and this is before I was streaming, but I made videos. That's not the right number. I met him, and then we talk a lot. So hopefully you guys stick around. He said, "What else?" Yeah, you meet wonderful people like K. Happiness is almost guaranteed. That almost. That's funny. So I mean, you and K are pretty good friends. No, but no, yeah, it is something that brings a lot of happiness to this otherwise very bleak existence, but it makes it worth it when you get that fulfillment of watching yourself grow, going from no views to a couple of views. So yeah, you said that doesn't take any responsibility from unhappiness because of K. Thank you for understanding. That's reasonable. I'm not gonna. If anything happens, I'm not gonna blame any of you guys. I doubt you guys are anything bad's gonna come from this. He said, "Oh, thank you, Nisa, for saying I'm amazing. I appreciate it. No, but if anybody's amazing here, it's gonna be you because you brought all these people to the stream. Oh, that is true. Everyone's amazing, not just one of us. You guys are all amazing in the chat for making this stream a lively one. Like I said, it's very I don't know. Do you guys want to hear a story? I got some stories I can talk about. I have stories that happen at work, from school. Went back when I was in high school. I had a lot of crazy stories. You want to hear some stories? Cause I know shiny hunting. Well, it's very exciting. It's not the most exciting whenever you're just on the grind, just repeating over and over and over the same. A story. All right, let's see. Which story can I say? You guys want any particular type of story? Like anything? Like you guys want to have like a certain topic you want to hear? Maybe I have a story about it. Because I have a couple, but I don't know how interesting. There's one. I have a story where, when I was in high school, he said card games. Let's see what. I guess a card game. I can talk about a time where I want to say we almost got arrested. We got in big trouble for starting like a gambling ring in my high school a couple years ago. You want to hear that story? It's a pretty interesting story. It started very innocently, but ended up turning into a bigger problem than we thought. So let's see what this was. Almost 6 years ago. I was in 10th grade. And my freshman year, I started playing poker with a couple of my friends, and then junior year, 10th grade, we started playing. We would always play after school, like at someone's house, my house, or whoever's house, and then eventually we started playing in school during lunch or after school before I went home. And we were in Spanish, and I'm Mexican and I speak fluent Spanish, so Spanish is it's either Spanish or sign language, but the sign language class got full, so they stuck me in Spanish. But I was like, well, this is an easy A. And although all my friends either knew Spanish because that's their native language, or they grew up learning Spanish. So and our teacher was pretty cool. So as long as you pass your test and you do your homework, I'm not gonna bother you in class. So she sat us all together in the back. We would play. Una persona que habla español. Oh, we have find out that you're an artist, you like Pokemon, you also know how to code, and now you know how to speak Spanish. It's like we're very similar, but so yeah, I can't do the accents things, but it's fine. it's so yeah, so we were in the back of the Spanish class. Just we weren't playing poker all the time, but we were like, because she didn't want us to be talking all the time, so we would play poker. We would play on our phones, whatever. Like, but whenever we had like other teachers come in, we were like be straight, act. Cause we knew what was going on. Like it wasn't. Did my headphones die? I think my headphones might have died. Oh no, they just turned off. But yeah, so we were just in the back, you know, we're doing whatever. So eventually we started playing poker like almost every day, and other kids would watch us, and then eventually it turned to a thing where it goes, hey, if you do your work, you can go play with them in the back, but do your work first, turn it in. So everybody, not everybody, but like a good amount, like so there's 4 of us, and then like 3 to 4 other people will want to play, so they would finish their work and go back and play with us. And then eventually it turned, we just played for fun, and eventually we started, because we for our school they let us leave campus to eat lunch, so people would come in with like $5 for like, because we had McDonald's, Subway, Taco Bell around the school. So with $5 you can get like a meal, a decent meal at the places. People come out with $5-10 daily, so then you bet like $1, or you bet like 50 cents, or you're like, hey, when we go to lunch you buy me this. So then that's how it started, and then eventually during lunch you go, and then we started playing more, and other people from other classes that who we knew would join, and then eventually one of the friends of like, one of my friends had a friend who was really good friends with some seniors, and then he or she invited them to the group. So then during lunch it was some seniors, us just playing, gambling, right? And then eventually it turned to every Friday and every Wednesday after school we'll set up like 2-3 games like in the quad area where there was tables, and we would just play and gamble. And then eventually we stopped playing, and then we had we would set up games for people, like, okay, people want to gamble but we didn't always want to play, so then we were just like setting up games. So like I said, every Friday and every Wednesday and Friday we would like have like a couple tables in the quad, because no one really used the quad after school. We would set up after school, or we would go to someone's house and set up games. But then people they didn't want to do it after school, they wanted to do it during school, so then it was during lunch. People would bring lunch from home, or they would run out, buy their food and come back, and then they would just gamble. His gambling fun times, yeah, it was. We made it. It wasn't obviously like we weren't gambling hundreds of dollars. It was just like from like $1 to $10 at the most. And then eventually, the teachers knew. Some of the teachers that we were cool with knew. Obviously, like the Spanish teacher knew that we played, but she didn't know that we played for money all the time. But then eventually, someone ended up losing a good amount of money, like maybe like $20-25, which you know it's not that much money. So yeah, gambling, you have like 1 or 2 good memories, but then the rest of them is like, if you like go into a lot of gambling, you're not. 1 or 2 other memories are good, but then the rest of them are just pretty bad. But yeah, so eventually someone lost a lot of money and started complaining. Like they were complaining in their other classes, like to other people. So they would go, and other teachers would hear about it, like, oh, so and so lost a lot of money. Like, and then like they asked around, and they found out that me and my couple of friends were the way that they told the principal was that we were gambling and taking money from kids. Like they were like, I'm assuming they thought we were like hustling them. Like, oh yeah, these people. Because that game, I wasn't playing in it, but I was there. But my 2 of the friends from the original group of 4 were in there. So I'm assuming the guy who lost the money was telling either their friends or other classmates that us 4 that took his money. It was like $25. It was back, like, say, high schoolers back in the day. $25 is kind of a lot if you don't have a job. So I was like, yeah, I feel bad for him, but like we didn't make him bet that money. He came in cocky, like, oh, like, well, playing poker, I'm gonna clean house, I'm gonna make all this money, and he ended up losing. But poker is like a little bit of skill, a lot of luck. So yeah, so then the teacher asked him what was happening, and he told that me and my 3 other friends were playing poker, and he lost $25. And obviously, gambling isn't allowed on gambling or anything involving to like selling money isn't allowed on campus or schools. So So then the teacher asked us about it, which I actually really appreciate that she came up to us, asking. We told her what happened. We're like, oh well, he came in, like headstrong, like, oh, I'm gonna make money, blah blah, whatever. And we bet at the most like $1. He came in and was like, oh, let's bet $5 a hand, and then start off with $5 instead of $1. So he like raised on his own, and like he decided to do this. And after the first hand, he lost, like, he put in 5 and then raised it to 10, right? So he lost $10 and then chose to lose another $15. So it wasn't really on us. But then she was like, oh, I'm not gonna tell anybody about this. I'm not gonna tell the principal about this because, you know, it's like just. But she didn't know that we had this, like, the whole. She thought it was just us four and him. She didn't know that we had actually like a group of like 20 to 30 students in and out each week that would come in to play, not with just us but with each other. And like we were like, tell people like, oh, if you want to play in the group, like in the hand, pay us like $2, and then it's $1 to get in, kind of thing. And she didn't know that. She thought it was just a group of us 5. So then she went back, and I told because she talked to me and one of my other friends. We went back, talked to the girl and the other guy, and we were just like, we have to cut this out because like, or we have to make it more like secretive, so we don't fucking get caught by the school. But then after this, I don't know how the principal got a word of it. He said, sarcasm. Don't get fooled on poker. Yeah, it's a bad idea. He said, you do know how to sarcasm doesn't mean I'm good at recognizing it. Well, sarcasm is kind of hard to recognize in text. It's very it's very hard to tell through text. But yeah, so eventually, some way or another, the principal found out. And the principal found out like exactly how we were doing it. Like, they found out that we were doing it on Wednesdays and Fridays, and we usually start like around like 4:30. Cause this is around when all the teachers leave, and the sports, like if you're like in cross country, track, football, tennis, whatever, at 4:30 the sports start. So any student or teacher that's on campus, I did my research because I was trying to like not get caught. So I did my research. So like at 4:30ish, all the staff that weren't like meant to be on campus left. Like all the teachers did their turn, their work, and they went to the office, dropped off the keys, and left at like 4:30. So at 4:30 we were start. So the principal found out the time, the dates that we did them, and like the 4 people who were involved. So me and my 3 other friends, who were like who were leading this, or I guess the leaders of this. So then on Friday, which, you know, I guess it's better than having to do it on a Wednesday. But on Friday, she at 4:30, she comes down to the quad, and we had just started, so it was just me and my 3 other friends, and then maybe like 3 other people. Like at 4:30 we start, but maybe like nothing really starts until like 5:30. Everything kicks off. It's like going like actual. I wouldn't say casino, but we had like 2 tables going, and like people are betting, and it gets serious around 5:30. So she came in early, so no one else besides those 3 other kids who came down got busted. But she came in, and she was like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Oh, we're just having some fun playing." And then like she knew, right? So she was like, "What are you guys doing?" So we're like, "Oh, we're just playing poker, just for fun." And we're just waiting for one of my friends to finish cross country practice. So we're waiting till 6. So we're gonna wait here and just play some cards. And she goes, "Yeah, you guys betting money?" And like, you know, at this none of us knew that she already knew everything. So she was just trying to fucking catch us in a lie. So she was like, "So what are you guys doing? Like, just for money or what?" Like, "No, we're not gambling. We don't do that. Cause I know it's not allowed on campus." And then she was like, "Oh, but how come so and so lost?" Like, he pulls up the guy. She brought up the guy who lost $20. Like, how come he lost so much money? Like, "Oh, that was just, it was a one-time thing, and we don't do that no more." And then she started questioning the other kids who weren't the original 4, us 4, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, we're just passing by. We don't know who they are. Let's just not get in trouble." So she let them go, and she pulls us into her office, right? And it's like after school, so we're like, "Ah, shit." And so she pulls us into her office, and she sits us all down, and she was like, "Okay, so whose idea was this?" And I was like, "Well, we didn't really. It was no one's idea. We kind of just, like, it just happened. Like, we were just playing poker, and other people wanted to play." And she was, "But like, so you guys are gambling?" And I was like, "Well, we don't always. We at this point we're like, okay, we're here. we're stuck. Obviously, because like if she just saw us playing cards, like we weren't gambling there, so I was like, obviously she knows like gambling's going on. She knows the whole thing, so I'm not gonna lie to her at this point. So I was like, oh no, sometimes we gamble, sometimes we don't, but like we bet like at the most $1 per hand, like $1 starting. And then she was like, well, gambling isn't allowed. And then she started threatening like, well, I can get the police involved because it's gambling on school property. Like, how would your parents feel if they know you were gambling and making kids lose their money? You had lots of dumb going around. So yeah, so then she's like, oh, if I call the police, like, how do you think they're gonna get you in trouble, this and this, and how all your parents feel, if I told them what you're doing here to make money. Well, it's like, you don't make that much money. It's like you lose like $3 and you make $4, so you end up winning $1. Because it's not you're not betting like hundreds of dollars on these cards. So I was like, I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, I guess they wouldn't be that happy about it, even though like my parents play cards, like play poker all the time, and I don't think they would care. So as long as I'm not like purposely making people lose and taking their money, I doubt they would really care. But at the same time, I have Mexican parents, and they're very strict. So even if it's like something dumb, if I get in trouble, I'm gonna get it. So, oh, my stream is crapping out. I'm gonna wait for it to fix itself before I continue the story, so it's not buffering too much. It looks like it's back on track. But yeah, so then she was saying she's gonna call her parents, and then she was like, I'm gonna have to talk about this on Monday. So I was like, okay. So then we leave the office, and then one of my friends, like me and the girl from the 4, we were like whatever about it. Like, okay, I don't think it's that big of a deal, because we didn't make anybody play. People wanted to play. People knew, poker, you end up losing money. It's not always a win type of thing. But the other 2 people, they started freaking out, like, oh, my parents are gonna do this. They were so scared. I'm like, well, I don't think she's gonna do anything, because it's not that big of a deal. As long as we stop playing, or at least as long as we stop gambling, it's like, so you can't really tell us anything. So then for the weekend, like I was kind of just like in my house, like listening, just in case they decided to call my mom and like give someone a warning. And we have a group chat in there. We had a group chat with us 4. So we're like, hey, did anybody call your house? Did the school call your house yet? We're kind of just like, cause it was like 2 days of like silence, cause we're not at school, so we don't know what's happening. And then we come Monday morning, we get called into the principal's office again, like a little bit like during the 8th period, like right before school ends. And she calls us in, and she goes, well, I'm not gonna call the police on you guys. I'm like, well, okay. I think if you did call the police on us, it's kind of a dumb reason to. But she goes, I'm not gonna tell your parents either. But if I catch you guys gambling on campus anymore, or even playing cards on campus anymore, I'm gonna call the police and tell your parents. And we're just like, I was like, I think calling the police is a bit extreme. But I didn't tell her anything. I was like, okay, I'm sorry, we apologized. We promised we wouldn't gamble anymore. Give it 2 weeks, and we were back to playing poker in Spanish, just in Spanish class. So just us original 4 in Spanish class, no gambling. So that's the story. We're like, our principal was like, yeah, we're gonna call the police on you. I was like, why are you acting like we're like I know gambling isn't allowed, but like, it's not. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like if it's like if we were like scamming people off their money, whatever, and then I don't know. That's the story. It got pretty big. We went like maybe 2.5 months of every Wednesday and Friday, just like 20 to 30 people in the quad area just playing poker. Like maybe like 6 people at a table. And then eventually it came out to be that us 4 were like just dealing out cards and not actually playing. But every once in a while we would play. But yeah, that's the story about how I guess we started she said she's acting like the police. I'm pretty sure like if she called the police and like, hey, I have these kids that are gambling at school, they're playing cards, the police would be like, what do you want me to, what do you want, like, they would come and probably be like, don't do that, don't gamble, and then just like leave. I don't think we would get arrested, and like I'm pretty sure like the police has better things to do than arrest 4 kids. Like we're what, like 14, 15 years old. I'm pretty sure they have better things to do than arrest like 14, 15-year-olds for playing cards and gambling $1 a hand. But yeah, like I said, like a week, we waited like a week or 2, and then we started playing again in Spanish class. And then our Spanish teacher, she asked us, how come you guys aren't playing cards anymore? You guys used to always play cards. And we're like, oh, it's we want to take a little break. And I think just obviously the principal, and then probably I think the original teacher who the kid complained to, they probably told the principal about the whole thing, because when she came up to us, she was just talking about like what the game we played, and maybe she talked to the guy again, and the guy was like, oh, actually they play with a bigger group, and maybe that the teacher told them. I don't know how the principal found out. I never figured that out. And I was like, maybe another kid lost a lot of money in the game and told the principal on us, or I don't know, because we didn't really post it on social media. We didn't want like just obviously because it's not allowed. It was just more of like a word of mouth, like, hey, I heard you guys play poker. Oh yeah, you play poker at this time, at this day, this time, and that's how it went around. But yeah, that's that little story. It's a little interesting. I find it interesting. You know, it's just high school kids being dumb, just trying to make through a class that's an easy A. But yeah, that's a card game story. If you want to hear any other stories, I have. In high school there's a story, I guess, when we were in high school, we were having a barbecue at my house, and I had to steal my parents' truck. Do you guys want to hear that story? It's a pretty short story. It's not much of a story. He said, oh no, I know plenty of high school kids being dumb, yeah. He said, that story is something. Now imagine you get in trouble for gambling without actually taking part in it. Gambling yourself. That's what I'm saying. It's like, parts of it, like, you said, you'll be lurking in this chat while I do other things, maybe sleep, but that's fine. He said, well, before you go, just one more time, thank you for inviting all these people to the chat. If you're still in here a little bit later and all that, thank you for all this, attention you gave me. He said, it was good to meet you and to get to 20 subs tonight. Have a good one. Thank you for giving me 20 subs. Give me that little boost and confidence and morale to keep going, keep giving it 110%. Thank you once again. If you stick around a little bit later, hopefully we can chat a little bit more. But yeah, you said, now imagine getting in trouble for gambling without actually taking part in the gambling yourself. Yeah. So yeah, eventually it turned to a point where we weren't even gambling, but I guess since we were charging people to get to 21 subs, so I thank you. I'm assuming that now we have more subscribers than we do now. Thank you guys. But yeah. Like I would because at this point when we got in trouble with the principal, like us four, we weren't really playing as much anymore. We were more dealing and like taking care of, making sure if people caught, like I know some people in my school could count cards, so like if they were playing, we would watch them, or if people were cheating or trying to cheat, like we were in charge of dealing with it, or all that stuff. So at a certain point we weren't even gambling, but like I wasn't really scared of the police, cause like I said, we weren't. I guess it is wrong, but it's not. I don't think it's super illegal. He said, I got into trouble for gambling because people were betting on me, and that's why we were playing pool and billiard. So I got in trouble without knowing why. That's crazy. People just betting on you, and you got in trouble for just playing a simple game, and just because they were betting on you. Yeah. So. High school was like I said, the other story I have, or another one I have in high school was, we were having a barbecue, because in high school I managed the cross country team, so I was in charge of taking down their times, taking how if they recovered and all that stuff, and we were having me and the guys and the girls too, but around this time me and the guys got really close. So they wanted to have a barbecue before one of their big races, or 2 days before the big races, one of the big race they had. So they asked me, because I had a pretty big yard, so I had like a cement patch. So they said, hey, can we have it at your house? So I was like, yeah, we can have it at my house. But then, I was like, okay, but what do you want me to bring? And they're like, oh no, it's fine. You put the house, so we'll bring everything. I was like, are you sure? Like, do you want me to get the plates and all that stuff? So you guys like, what do you want? He goes, no, you're fine. Don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, cool. So then this is like a week before, and it was on the race was on Saturday, so it was a Thursday thing. And Thursday comes, I'm outside. I set up a couple tables, like 4 or 5 tables and a couple chairs, whatever. And then the guy planning the thing comes in and he goes, all right, okay, I'm first. He brought like a pound of like a pound of steak, and then like 4 pounds of chicken, because we had a group chat where everybody would bring a pound or so of meat, Like basically bring what you would eat and then make a little bit more for someone else. He said exactly. Some kid lost their money consistently and suddenly started complaining. After a while, the head of the dorm pulled me aside, being like, "Stop this! No good comes from gambling and rigging games." That's crazy. It's like you share like, "Oh, I was just playing the game. That's not my fault that he gambled." And it's funny whenever like you like consistently lose money, you just blame someone else. So I get it. I guess we were in not a similar situation because. Technically I was like I knew why, but so then back to the other story. He comes in, right? He goes, okay, here's the meat, whatever. So everybody comes into the party, right? It comes to the barbecue, and I'm just like, hey, to the main guy. I don't know. Let's call him like what? Let me give him a name so it's easier to explain. So this guy, the main guy who's setting it up, let's name him what? I can't think of a name. I'm trying to think of a name similar to him, but I don't want to be too similar because I don't want to say his name by accident. Let's name the first. You know what? Let's use Shinx. The main guy's name is Shinx, right? So I come up to Shinx and I say, "Hey, Shinx. So, who's bringing the grill?" And he's like, "Oh, my cousin. He's bringing the grill." Okay. Call him Bob. Well, Bob will be Shinx's cousin. So Shinx is like, "Oh, Bob's bringing the grill." Okay, cool. I turn around, Bob was already here. I was like, "Oh, so I walk up to Bob. Hey, Bob, did you bring the grill?" He goes, "What do you mean?" Nah, Shinx said he was gonna bring the grill. And I was like, what? So I turn back around. I walk back to Shinx and I'm just like, "Hey, I just talked to your cousin. Bob said that you're gonna bring it." He goes, "Nah, I can't bring it because my parents dropped me off. And we don't have that. They dropped me off, and I didn't ask him because I told him to bring it. So now me and Shinx both go over to his cousin Bob, and we're like, hey, so then they talk about it. He goes, yeah, my dad said I couldn't bring the. Bob was like, yeah, my dad said I couldn't bring the truck to bring the grill. I texted you about it, and then Shinx is like, I didn't get anything, and then I guess I don't know what happened. Either he didn't get the text or Bob didn't send it. So now. We're at this barbecue, no grill, like a couple, like maybe 10 pounds of chicken steak, corn, like everything you use in a barbecue, with no grill. And now it's like 5, because we started like around like 3. And right after school I came, set it up, and he came at 4, so around like 5. So now we're here, all this meat, no grill, and I was like, and then everybody who came. Like this is my junior year, so we're in 11th grade. So some people have licenses and all that stuff, but everybody who brought a car, brought like they didn't bring a truck. They brought like they brought Honda Civics, Nissan, stuff like that. Nothing that could carry a grill. So then I was like, so what are we gonna do? We have all this meat. I was like, and I have at the house we had a grill, but we had a propane grill, but the little nozzle for the propane. It broke, so I was like, I don't have one. So I was like, I let them know though before. I was like, hey, I don't have a grill, so like, can someone bring it? And so I told them a week before, so they knew. So then I was like, well, does anybody have a truck? So then we have Shinx and Bob calling their parents like, hey, can you come pick us up? And they're like, oh, is it over? He goes, no, we need you to come pick us up in the truck and go pick up the grill. And they goes, we're not gonna do that. So I was like, okay. And then my dad had just at this point, he just bought a new truck, like a new. Like of the year, so this is what 20. I don't know. It's the year, right? Like a brand new. It just came out truck. He bought new rims and everything, and I was like, we could take my truck. And at this point, I knew how to drive. I personally did it on my computer. I knew how to drive, but I wasn't fully confident to freaking go. Drive to. I didn't know where, because it was at Bob's house, so I didn't know where he lived exactly, so I wasn't confident in. And Bob was older than us; he's a senior, right? So he really knew how to drive. So I was like, we could take my truck, and my parents were home. My parents were at a store in town, right? And like I didn't tell them that. I just told them they weren't home. I forgot to mention like, oh yeah, like they're still in town, but they're not at the house. It completely like went over my mind to tell them that. So like, okay, like your parents are home? Like no, they left in the car. They left the truck. So I was like, what we can do is just take the truck, pick up the grill, come back, and then like park the truck back. But I was like, but like my dad bought it like a month ago, so don't fuck it up, don't scratch it or anything. So then they're like, do you want to drive? And I was like, I don't feel comfortable driving. I don't feel comfortable driving. So then I asked Shinx, I was like, hey, we're the same age, but I knew he's been driving since freshman year, not legally, but he's been driving. So I was like, do you want to drive? Like, he was like, oh, I've never driven. He's never driven a truck before, because it's a pretty big truck. It's long and it's pretty big. So I was like, I don't feel comfortable driving it. So then Bob was like, oh, I'll drive it, because he has like a similar one, but like not the same year, but same size and everything. So we go and we're passing. We're going to his house, and then I know the car my parents drive. Right at this point, I haven't told them yet that they're still in town, right? So we're driving, and then I look over and I was like, where? Because I don't know where he's going, so he's just going down. And I look over and I was like, oh, I know the street. And I was like, oh shit, we're about to pass right in front of the store they're at, because they left to pick up some groceries and do some other errands. So I know where they're at, right? So now I look over, I was like, oh, I know where the street leads. So then I was like, hey, do you have to go down this road? And he goes, yeah, I have to go down and take a right or a left. I take a left and take another right to get to my house. And that's when I was like, oh, it's because my parents are at the store. My parents are at the store. And he turns, his boss starts freaking out, and then Shinx turns around and goes, what do you mean they're at the store? Like you said, they weren't at your house. Like, they're not at my house, they're at the store. They're gonna be gone for an hour or two. So they were still had another hour out. But like I said, it's completely left my mind. So now everybody starts freaking out, and we pass by. And as we're passing by, I see that my parents went in the Nissan, right, and Nissan Altima. So as we're passing by, I see a Nissan Altima passes right in front of us, and like it's coming out of the store and goes away like towards my house. So I start freaking. I was like, it's them, right? It's already kind of dark now, so I can't tell. I couldn't see the plate number. All I saw was like a little Nissan on the bottom of the car, on the little grill of it, and I was like, oh shit, it's them, it's over. So I was like, just hurry up. So then we just fucking floor it to Bob's house. And this grill is made out of pure metal, right? It's like pure, like it's made out of thick metal. It weighs, I would say, maybe like almost like 200 pounds, 250 pounds. And like me and Shinx, we go to the gym together. At the time, we were going to the gym together, so we have muscle on us, but like we're not fucking just gonna like quickly pick up through. And I had like, well, we have to pick up this grill that's hella heavy, but with just all the adrenaline, like I was like, when I got home, not only did I take my dad's new truck, I let someone else drive it, and then we put a fucking like a 250 pound like grill in the back that's like, it doesn't have wheels, so if it slid, it would like scratch the bed of the truck. So I was like, not only did I take the truck, let someone else drive it, I might scratch the back of the bed of the truck. So like in my head, I was like, okay, how are we gonna fucking pick this up? And then Shinx looks at me, he goes, get it, like if you're gonna if you guys work out or if you guys know anything about it, I don't know if you know like a power clean stance or like a front squat, where you hold your arms like up, your palms up under your chin. We grab it and we just literally out with all the sheer adrenaline of just like being scared, like, oh fuck, like it's over. We picked it up, threw it in the back. We like tied it like within like maybe like 3 minutes. We picked it up, rolled it to the front of the truck, picked it up to the back of the truck, picked it up, put it in the bed, tied it so it wouldn't move, and then we started driving back. So it took like maybe 3 to 4 minutes to park, get the grill in the back, tie it, and then go home. Right? So now we're driving back. Same. I look over. I'm trying to find. We're crossing the street, crossing the store again. So I'm looking into the parking lot like before. I quickly just say maybe I can see another Nissan, and like I can't. It's a fucking big ass parking lot, so I can't see any like specific car. So that maybe hopefully by chance they parked at the very edge and I see them. And no, I don't see anything. So I was like, ah, shit, it's over. So I can see me pull up to the house, and I was like, I'm gonna pull up to the house. They're gonna be inside the house, not saying anything. We're gonna get down, take off the grill, and then they're gonna fucking call me inside and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But I get there, I'm freaking out, and we pull into the driveway, and the Nissan's not there. My parents aren't home yet, and I'm fucking ecstatic, bro. I'm like, oh, just like we're good. So then we're like, all right, park the car back, and so the truck, it's like it's under like a I know what you call it, like it's like under like not what would you call it? Not a shed, but like it has a roofing over it, so rain doesn't hit it, right? But the grill is really tall, and it has a support beam that goes across it, and he's parking it, right? And he's trying to park it as close as possible, and the grill hits the support beam. It hits it like it doesn't hit it hard, but it hits it and it starts leaning back. So so I look back, and all I hear is everybody else screaming, wait, stop. They're like screaming. And I look back, and the grill's starting to tip over, and it's gonna slam the back door of the truck. So I just tell the guy, hey, I tell Bob, like, chill, reverse. And he reverses out. So now me and Shinx, we get out of the truck, and this is how I know, like I was how scared I was. And my parents finding out, because we picked it up like slowly, like we like picked it up a little bit just so it wouldn't scrape the bottom of the bed. And we take it to the edge, and I'm like, all right, on 3, we'll pick it up, move it off the bed, and slowly lower it down. So when we try to pick it up, we can't pick it up no more. We like, it's like we go, all right, 1, 2, 3, go. We force it up, and it doesn't move. And we're like, oh shit, this is hella heavy, right? So then we get 2 of the other guys, and then we pick it up and like put it down. And I close the back of the truck, and he parks it where it was. Everything's calm. Now again, we try to move the grill again, me and Shinx, right? And we can't move it. It's like too heavy. So we're just like, what the fuck? Like, and then this is where I was like, how the fuck did we pick it up and put it on top of this huge ass truck before? It was like, that's how fucking scared and full of adrenaline I was just because my parents would come see that I took the truck. And I was like, Jesus Christ. So then we put it down, we start grilling. And then, like, kid you not, 3 minutes later, my parents pull up to the house, and everybody like is just like, what the heck? But we in those 3 minutes, we told everybody was like, hello, Xenon. I don't know if I'm coming your full name, but Xenon. Hi, Xenon. I'm still here grinding out this shiny. Talking about how I stole, not steal. I borrowed my parents' new truck to get a grill that was supposed to be delivered to my house. Yeah, but adrenaline does, it's powerful. That's when I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. So we ended up telling my friends, like, hey, we weren't supposed to take the truck. My parents didn't know. So, and then a little bit later, like 3 or 4 minutes later, after we told them that, they come in. So everybody's just nervous. Everybody's just like, what if they saw that? And then I was like, what if they're behind us? Or what if like they saw the truck passing by? Like, that's not a truck. And then they come and they're like, oh, that's the grill that was behind that one truck, right? So I was like, oh shit. So they come in, park where the Nissan goes, and they come to me. I was like, oh fuck, they know something, right? Because they came up to me and they were just like, oh, so who brought the grill? Because when they were like, oh, because they know it wasn't our grill. It's like, oh, who brought the grill? And I looked over and I was like, oh, and then Shinx was like, oh, my cousin, because my parents were asking who's gonna bring the grill. So I don't know. I left it to the Shinx. He's gonna figure it out. I think either him or his cousin. So Shinx comes in and he goes, oh yeah, when they dropped off Bob, my cousin, they brought the grill in the truck. And so then we're like, all right, cool. So they go inside and nothing. They didn't know anything. So then we're like, but then I was like, shit, how do we bring the grill back? Like, we can't, because no one brought it, right? So everybody's like, and I was like, in the Bob's parents' mind, they thought my parents let us use the truck. So if we when it's over, we have to call me, hey, can you pick up the grill? They'll be like, why doesn't his parents just let you borrow the truck again? So then now Bob is calling his dad, be like, hey, when you come pick me up, bring the truck, so we have to take the grill back. And just like, they're like, all right, cool, they're fine with it. But I was just like, shit. And then that was what, 5 years ago. And then recently that's like that was because it was a cross country team. We had like after, cause I was the manager of cross country for the 4 years of my high school. So my senior year, we had like a senior banquet, right, where all the parents come. And someone told that story as their like best senior moment. Like, oh, this is one of the memorable moments that I had during my it was one of the guys who wasn't involved in, it wasn't Bob, Shinx, or me, right? Because my parents were there, right? But I guess that person didn't know, that my parents didn't know, or they might have forgotten. So we're just sitting there, enjoying like the food or whatever they gave us. and he's a senior, so he's in my class. And he asked everybody, like, what's a memorable moment that you remember? I was like, oh, this one time I went to the beach for the team, whatever. And everybody had their moment. And then this guy comes up and he's like we're all friends with him. I wasn't really mad at him. At the end, he goes, oh yeah, I remember this one time we were having a barbecue and no one brought the grill, and everybody just starts laughing. There were the parents, and then we're like, oh yeah, and then like we didn't know how to get it, so I think Avar took they took the truck or something, and I was like, and like he started to say a name. He tried to say my name, but he switches to a different name on the team. But then like everybody like looked at him because like my name doesn't start with an E, right? It's kind of just like it's very like they're two different names. So he started saying my name and then switched it to someone else's name, right? And so then every kind of, like my parents looked at me like, was that you? And they didn't say anything, but they looked at me like, oh, he did some shit. So then everybody who was there like instantly was like, oh crap, it's over. And then he goes, oh yeah, I think so. I don't know who it was. Like he tried to like cover his tracks up, like, oh, I don't know who it was, but I think someone took their parents' truck and we got a grill and we thought they were gonna get caught because every time a car, like, he was like telling it from their perspective. Like, every time we heard a car come by, we got scared that it might have been his parents or whatever. So I was like, ah, shit. And I was like, they're gonna ask me about it, obviously. So I'm just like, I'm like sitting there just trying to enjoy my last like event with the team. And I'm just like, we get home and they sit down. They're like, so did you? They sit down. They're just like, so did you steal the truck or? They don't even like ask, like they don't even wait until like we sit down. As soon as we get into the house, they turn around and they're like, so did you steal the truck or was that not you? And that's when I was like, it's been 2 years since then. Like my parents have become more relaxed with the rules and stuff. So I was like, yeah, we borrowed the truck. I didn't steal it. And then my dad was just like, well, did you guys hit it or anything? And I was like, no, we didn't. I was like, I knew it was new, so we didn't scrape it or anything. And like in my head, and then this is like I'm having flashback to that moment where I was like, I was hella scared, full of adrenaline. I'm like, oh my fucking, I'm gonna get in big trouble. And my dad was just like, all right, cool, as long as you didn't scratch the truck or anything, I don't care. And he walked away. And I was like, bro, it was fucking. I probably could have just called him like, hey, can we borrow the truck? Bob has a license, right? He knows how to drive. He has a license. Everybody else knows how to drive, but not everybody's had a license. And I'm pretty sure I would have called my dad and be like, hey, can I use the truck to pick up the grill and just bring it back? And I'm pretty sure he would have said yeah, but like, you know, fucking being a high schooler, you're dumb. You can't think of, you have to think of, you can't tell your parents anything or whatever, you know. So it was dumb, and I told him all that. He didn't care. My mom cared more. He was like, why did you take the truck? And like, but what if you guys got in an accident? This and this. Like, well, it's like, well, we didn't. And it's like, I don't understand. Like, she was more upset than my dad was. But like, I didn't get in trouble for it, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, that was funny. And then the next day, not the next day because it was on a Friday, on the Monday of, we came back and we gave that guy shit like, bro, what the fuck, you ruined the one story that we fucking had, like you ruined it. Now I'm a fucking parent. I like lied to him. I was like, I got in trouble. I got grounded for a month. I don't have a phone anymore. I can't leave the house anymore because you told that story. And he's like, what? I didn't mean to. It was. I'm sorry. It was just because it was like one of the funniest moments I had after you told me how it happened. It was really funny. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. I was like, bro, I don't have. I was just like pushing it, right? Just like try to make him feel bad. But I was like, nah, bro, I'm just kidding. They didn't really care. And then afterwards, the coach asked me like, "Oh, is that true?" And a couple days after, I saw him walking because he teaches PE and like all that stuff. So he came up to me and he was just like, "So was that true or did he lie?" I'm like, "No, that's true." And he goes, "Why would the and he's like, that teacher's a little bit more crude. So he goes, "Why the fuck would you steal your parents' truck? Like, are you fucking dumb?" And I was like, "Bro, I was like, I'm fucking like, I was like, yeah, I guess I am dumb." I was just trying to figure out a solution to this problem that all these fucking like a whole bunch of fucking high school guys couldn't figure this shit out. So I was like, "We'll just use my truck, or my dad's truck." So he was just laughing his ass off. And then like senior year, that was like a running joke. "Oh, be careful, he's gonna steal your car." I'm like, "Bro, I'm not gonna." I didn't steal anybody's car. Like we bought like it's my parents' car. We just used it. But yeah, so then because like, I was a manager, people would leave their keys with me. Like, "Oh, here's my car key," because now we all had cars senior year. So he was like, "Oh, they were giving me their keys and all that stuff when they went to a run or whatever." So that was a joke for the remaining of the year. Whenever anybody would like let me borrow, like let me like hold this real quick. If it was car keys, I'd be like, "Hey bro, watch out! He's gonna steal your truck. Go pick up a grill." Even if it was like a fucking little Nissan, little car. Watch out, you're gonna take your car and pick up a girl. And that was like that was the last half of the year because the same coach taught track, and we did track, so all of us were that was the same fucking joke. But yeah, that was a joke I dealt with. That was another story from my high school days. Saying that story's funny. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the story. Glad my stupid decisions ended up benefiting me somehow in the future. Now I have all these stories to talk about to all you guys. Keep me entertained while I try to find a slightly discolored Pokemon in this grass. Still no luck. Been doing this for now. It's been going on for an hour and a half, almost an hour and a half, and still no shiny Shinx. What time is it? It's almost 1 in the morning. I have to work pretty early, so I think I might call it quits in a bit. I think maybe like 5 more minutes, maybe 10 more minutes, because I have to wake up at 8 in the morning tomorrow. It's gonna be a while for a specific moment. Yeah, that's the kind of the only thing I don't like is that it's like there's 4 Pokemon. You get a Bidoof, a Starly, a Shinx, and a Kricketot. So it's very hard. What I was thinking about doing is continuing the story and going to the underground. So at least in that way, I can just specifically pick a Shinx. So I don't have to encounter every other Pokemon, which would increase the odds of that. But I think probably next stream, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Start off the stream, continue the story, get into the underground, so I can specifically just pick Shinx to encounter, so I don't have to keep running into all these Bidoofs. Unless we get it right here, 450's gonna be shit. No, the top. But yeah, so those are 2 stories. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those stories. How I almost got arrested for freaking gambling, even though it wasn't. I don't think it was that big of a deal. Yeah, I don't even think that was a big deal. And then, which I guess technically, I think stealing my dad's truck was a bigger deal than starting a little gambling ring in school, which I wouldn't really call it gambling if it was just $1. But yeah, that's I think with this 450, I'm gonna end the stream off. I'll pull up. I'll just end off the video aspect of it. Go ahead and just talk to you and run away from the Shinx. The stories are interesting. Let me tell you a story. I started Shining Pearl over to get a yellow Latias. Or before you want to hear a story about Latias, I can tell you a story real quick about Latias. About I shiny hunt at basically every game. I have shinies in not the original Emerald, like the actual cartridge of Emerald on Game Boy. I have some on my DS, DSi, 3DS. I have some on the Switch. The only place I will not shiny hunt, it's off a personal grudge, is the Dynamax Adventures and Sword and Shield. while I tell the story, I'll continue shiny hunting. It's a pretty quick story, and I have some distaste for Latios. Latios. Latios is yellow, right? No, it's the one that looks kind of blue, like a mint color. That's Latios, right? So I'm trying to complete the national living national decks, all the Pokemon, all 863, I think, wherever it is, Pokemon in my Pokemon home, which I'm pretty close to. And I was gonna shiny hunt. I was just gonna get the Pokemon legendaries in the Dynamax Adventure. And I was like, okay, cool. So I got the ones I needed. I needed the ones from. I need some of the Ultra Beasts from Sun and Moon because I haven't beat that game yet. So yeah, it's Latios. Yeah, okay. So I'm doing that. I catch the 2 legendaries I need from that. I spent a couple hours doing that, and then I remember that all the legendaries in the Dynamax Adventure can be shiny. So I was like, you know what? This was back when it just came out, like maybe a month or so after. I was just going to college, I believe. So I did homework. I had a couple hours afterwards to just spend. So I was shiny hunting in there. I was shiny hunting. I had caught how you can save it. I saved an Entei. I was like, you know what? I don't think I've ever caught a legendary dog shiny. So I was like, okay, let me just try to catch a shiny Entei. Shiny Entei. And I was like, okay, cool. So I spent a couple hours, just whatever. I had a couple friends in my call with me, and then eventually they got tired, and then they left. So I started doing solo queues with just random people on the internet, which sometimes is good, sometimes it's very bad. So we spent a couple hours doing that, and then in total I spent maybe 15 hours trying to get I trying to get the shiny Entei. Never got it. All right, and then my little brother comes in. He goes, "Hey, what's that?" My little brother is, at the time, he's 8 years younger than me, right? 8? No, 12 years younger than me. Well, how old is he right now? Hold up. Let me do some math. No, he's 10 years younger than me. Like 10, 11 years younger than me, right? So he comes in this previous Christmas that just passed, not the when that game came out. I bought him a Nintendo Lite. Like, buy this Nintendo Lite. I'll buy it for you, and if you take care of it for a year, I'll buy you a Switch. Okay, cool. So that was the plan for him, just to test to make sure you can take care of things. So he's like becoming a little bit bigger, make him responsible. That was the deal. He comes in, watches what I'm doing, and I bought Pokemon Sword and Shield. I have both of them, so I think I had Shield in, and he's like, "Oh, he was playing Sword, and he was just like, "Oh, what is that?" Like, "Oh, it's a DLC." This and that. He goes, "Can I play?" And he goes, "Oh, you have to buy it." He goes, "Can you buy it for me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I buy it for him, and he spends whatever long it takes to do the story to get to that point. He gets there, and he goes, "Oh, this is where you get to it, right? Cool." So now I tell him, he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm shiny hunting Entei, because I explained to him Legends can be shiny." He goes, "Oh, that's cool." He goes, "Can I play with you?" I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." So we do like 3 to 4 runs of the Entei, no shiny. Cool. He leaves. He does one more. That one right after he did the 4 with me, gets a shiny Latios. He comes running back into the room. "Look what I got. Is this shiny?" And I was like, What do you mean?" I look at it, and it's shiny, because it has a little, because you know how you can pick it. And I told him, he goes, "Oh, when you beat," because he told me how he does it. He goes, "Once you beat the whole thing, all the four Pokemon that you catch, they can be shiny. So just go through them all to be shiny." He goes, but if you don't know, click summary and look at the name. It'll have a star right there. If it has a star, it's shiny. So then he comes back and he runs in. And he's like, I hear him running, just running back. I'm just like, what happened? Maybe he I don't know. Maybe he dropped the Switch or whatever. I'm like thinking, what happened? He comes back. He goes, "Is this a shiny?" And he shows it to me. And yeah, sure enough, the one right after he did the Entei run with me, he gets a shiny Latios. And now every time he plays Pokemon Sword or Shield, plays Sword, he like in the Crown Tundra or any of them, he always has him following the shiny Latios. So I'm just like, what the hell? And I was just like, what the? And he always has it. Like whenever there's like, I know whenever like the Victini came out for the World Championship this year, like any Pokemon Sword events, like I know about, I let him know, like, hey, there's like, you can get Victini. Do you want it? He's like, yeah. He pulls up Pokemon Sword. It's always in his party first slot. So every time he does an event, whether it be Victini or it was the shiny legendary, I can't Eternatus, like all these events, like he would always have me the Switch, like, here, can you do it for me? And every time I pull up his party, it's always right there, first slot, shiny Latios. I'm just like, yeah, Latios, and it's just like, and I was like, I'm not shiny hunting in the Dynamax Adventures anymore. I'm not doing it. And it's like, obviously, that's how shiny hunting goes. Sometimes you get very lucky, or like that, or sometimes you spend at the end of it, end up spending like 15 hours on the shiny Entei and nothing. And he spent how long it took him to finish that run, and he did it by himself. He wasn't even playing with random people. It was just him and the 3 other computers. So not only did he get the shiny, he also got like a decent AI to where they didn't just end up freaking killing themselves or killing the team, where they only just heal and just like buffer stall. And I was like, after that, I was like, I saved the game, I closed it down. I'm like, I'm not doing any more shiny hunting in the Dynamax Adventure. And I have yet, since then, this was like almost a year ago now, maybe more. Like, when was it? Yeah, almost 2 years now. I've yet to walk into the Dynamax Adventure hall ever. I'm not doing it. It's like personal grudge. It's not happening. Yeah, but that, like you said, Shadowcaster, that's so mean. Yeah. And he always asks me. He goes, "How do you feel about my shiny?" And I'm just like, bro, don't ask me about that. And I was just like, I have a shiny. I have a couple shiny legendaries. Like I know I got in this BDSP. I have a shiny Shaman. I caught him off of that from the. I have a whole bunch of shinies, but like Latios, I have yet to get a shiny of it. So every time he's like, do you want my shiny? You want me to send it? Cause I'm like not getting a shiny dex, but I'm trying to collect like as much shinies as I can throughout every game. And like every once in a while, he'll come into my room. Like I don't know if he like starts playing the game or he just remembers he has it. So he goes, how do you feel about my shiny Latios? I'm just like I don't. And like I get like I don't get mad, but I get like upset. Like nah, no, I don't care. It's alright. He was, are you sure you don't want it? I can give it to you. He's like nah, you keep it. I'm like, no, I don't want that. You making me feel bad. You make me feel like I can't do shit. So I was just like, damn. So yeah, you speaking about the almost what you said, 1,800 times to get a yellow Latias. Just reminded me of that story of freaking my little brother doing one extra run after me to get a shiny Latios. So yeah, I know shiny hunting can be a very cruel thing. Sometimes like I said, sometimes you spend hours, sometimes you spend minutes according. But yeah, it's getting pretty late over here. So what was it, 1 in the morning for me? I have to wake up at 9 to go to work tomorrow, and then I got some homework to do. So I'm trying to need some of that rest. So. Hopefully anybody who's in chat or still watching or still hearing to my stories. I know Kay came back to say that they found the stories interesting. Yeah, they're interesting. I got a couple more. If you want to hear any more stories, the next stream, I believe tomorrow I can stream again, because unless I get really tired from work or the homework I have to finish for my classes, I should be streaming tomorrow around 11 again. And then Fridays, I get off of work at 2 in the morning, so I'm not gonna stream Friday, but maybe Saturday. But if you guys enjoyed the stories or watching me run away from little monsters in grass, and you want to see the next one, like I said, tomorrow I do plan on streaming unless I get too tired. But yeah, if you want to catch any more stories or anything like that, I know a lot of you guys did subscribe already. Thanks to Nisa for. I'm assuming I'm saying their name right. Nisa, unless it's Nisa, I'm assuming it's Nisa, but I know they brought a lot of you. Sorry for that. I'm pretty sure. I'm not gonna assume anything, but they brought a lot of people here. So if you guys did enjoy, I know a lot of you guys subscribed. Thank you for that. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys sticking through this little story time of mine through this stream. But thank you for that. And like I said, next stream is tomorrow. And hopefully you guys come back, and if not, I thank you guys for coming here and let me entertain you for at least for this hour and a half, or an hour and 40 minutes. So thank you. That's gonna be it for this stream, and I appreciate all your support.